Hey everyone! I hope you're all still having a good night. And yeah, I wanted to do this video that I'm doing right here on Facebook. I was planning to do it on YouTube, so I hope everyone who was waiting over there is just caught up that I'm doing it right here. What sucks is that I can't see myself when I'm doing this, but that's probably gonna change soon. Let's see. And otherwise, maybe you're just got some stupid view of me, or maybe not. I just hope it's all good. Forgot to mute my own sound. It's kind of not what I expected. So anyway, thanks for everyone who has been patient and everyone who just joined in right now. I think it's sort of, YouTube is being a pain for sure. It's been like over an hour I've been trying to get this live stream going, and it just wouldn't do what I wanted to do. So thanks everyone for just moving along with me. Now, of course, I need to get in the mood of everything, everything I wanted to say, because sometimes if you get sort of distracted and stuff, you forget what you really wanted to do, you get out of the zone or something. I'm gonna light some extra candles because the one I had sucks. Everything sucks tonight. I don't know why. That's maybe it's like a test of perseverance or something. Hey Tila, hey Andrew, hi Shelby, and everyone else. What sucks is that my chat is a little bit later now. Everything is running very late. It's like early morning here. Had to be in bed by now. So, what was the topic of the video again? I was going to talk mostly about Poseidon. And, and I will just have to upload it to YouTube again and see that, to everyone who's just who was there, I hope they managed to get they got the memo that I'm here now. So Poseidon, I need to get back in the zone a little bit. I have been recently started working with him on a more serious level, and basically I wanted to talk a little bit about what it's like to work with a spirit that as a child you were very infatuated, is that the right word? I'm not sure if that, you really admire them, and that's kind of the thing. I'm giving some line to Poseidon as well, in case he wants to join. Usually spirits like to join in and just kind of fiddling about with the incense as well. So Poseidon has always been a sort of a special, I don't know, I just got this, always admired him. Just thought he was like this mighty Greek god of the sea, and I'd see him in movies and read all of the myths and stuff. And so when I got into occultism in general, and I started to realize the spirits are real, and I learned a few things about Belial. Hello Ginny, thank you for for moving along with me too. Um, so yeah, it's just these. As some of you probably already know, like I talked about it a lot. Belial and Poseidon are basically the same beings. So yeah, I noticed a lot of similarities between um, Belial and what I heard about Poseidon and the myths and the stories. And still, it took me about probably 2 years. Like I had Poseidon appear to me several times, or just kind of mixed up with Belial, or he would just sort of shift around like that. And yeah, he would kind of be both Belial and Poseidon at the same time. And for some reason, yeah, it just took me a while to really start serious work with him. And once I did, like, even though I was exposed to that energy before, it just felt so like, wow, Poseidon is here. Like, that's like, I think I almost, I started to cry a little. Like, wow, like I was so, it feels so weird being starstruck, basically starstruck by a spirit or by an ancient god. And I was like, it just felt so, this mighty god is right here in my humble house. He probably is used to temples, and at the same time, it was also very familiar, because it was not just an aspect of Belial, basically, or like, no, it's not like they're aspects of the same being. That's it. So yeah, that I just kind of wonder if there's more people. There must be more people that have this same, like, this sort of experience, that you're totally blown away, or you're just totally like this celebrity spirit, or a spirit you've been looking up to since childhood, or even like, there must be others that have been sort of starstruck by spirits. So this is something that, yeah, it's kind of interesting if you think about it. Like, people, like, they focus on maybe on celebrities and stuff, but some of these spirits that we work with, they're a pretty big deal, of course. So yeah, it was an amazing experience. Like, it felt really good. It was, yeah, this is really this mighty god. And so a while later, I just got the courage to ask him if I can start working towards maybe like some sort of evocation guide, sort of, or maybe developing a path working with him, because there is so much. There's a lot of information about ancient Egyptian gods, about the Norse gods, probably about Celtic gods too, about the demonic, like, there's so much about the Greek gods. There is a lot of historical information out there, but there's not a lot of hands-on information on how to actually work with them. How to, how do you evoke a Greek god? Basically, traditionally, you would need some sort of statue or an idol but how do you get those? Where do you get those? So um, if you're like, you need some sort of starting point, and all I could find was just some vague rituals in books, like very generic. Um, it's just something like some sort of, yeah, some chant to Poseidon that was just all about the sea and whatever. Yeah, it's fun, but it felt like yeah, there really isn't just much, I say, magical, spiritual information besides simply history and myth. So I asked him to just start that with me and see if we can open that up, and basically through him I would be I'd say initiated into the Greek current, I'd say, like some sort of yeah, like the first Greek god to officially evoke successfully. And we worked on a sigil together. That's my dog making noise in the background. Sorry for that. Usually, so it's something. I'm very excited about it because it's just going so well, like unexpected. It's the first time I made a sigil with this god that didn't really have one first, and of course I went through Belial for that. He helped me connect to Poseidon, and I had a few people test this sigil, like experienced people that I trust would know how to differentiate, between an imposter and a real experience, and just people who know how to deal with that, and just got a lot of good responses from that, like positive results, and I myself as well. Let's see if there's anything being said right now. I don't think I can keep up with the chat. But yeah, it made me feel proud. Of course, I mean, it's the first time I created a sigil, like at all. So yeah, just in case you guys are interested, maybe I could share a few things about what he's like. In a lot of things, he's very much like Belial. There's definitely a lot of similarities, but also I'd say he is more masculine, more of like a big muscular dude, I'd say. Like, of course he has the beard. I'm hearing some noise, like I'm not sure if that's a good noise or a bad noise, like someone is sort of huh? Oh, also my necklace here, not sure if I can show it very closely without exposing too much of myself. If you like, it's in a bit of a awkward position, I guess. I'm not very comfortable with that. But there is, I got my necklace right here. Some of you have already seen it. This is a golden necklace that I got when I was 3 months old. It's a little baby. And it's a little pendant of Poseidon with his trident. So my grandma gave it to me, yeah, when I was just a little baby, and I realized that basically Poseidon has been with me ever since I was a little baby. So I think that's really cool, and I gave this necklace to Poseidon, Belial, Poseidon Belial being. And whenever I work with either of them, I wear it. So, Shelby, yeah, energy wise, yeah, they have the same energy, the same colors. Also, Thor. Uh, I don't really have a lot of experience with Thor yet, like not official. And there is plenty of info on how to connect to Thor. So it's mostly Poseidon that I wanted to bring forward. But yeah, Poseidon, Belial, and Thor are definitely the same energy signature, the same colors to them. Yeah, in case some of you didn't see my previous videos on this, in my experience, Thor, Belial, and Poseidon are one and the same being. Like different names, different aspects of the same being. Sorry guys, I got a little bit of a sore throat, but that's alright. Just need to drink some water. Might as well get a beer. So yeah, energy wise they're quite the same. Also another thing is Belial's often shown as a redhead, like red hair. Thor has red hair. Poseidon also has red hair. I saw him with red hair and this kind of greenish skin, which is also another match with Belial. Yeah, Andrew, it's something that I was very skeptical about too, about Thor for sure, until it just dropped into place, like especially when I actually met Thor, and I had other people confirm this thing to me that work with Thor, and then they're like, yeah, this is actually this is the same energy, the same, certainly the same archetype, because if you think about it, all three of them are gods of the earth. Thor is a god of the earth. I mean, he is the god of thunder. Poseidon is also the god of thunder, not to be confused with Zeus, who is the god of lightning, but thunder and storms and earthquakes is Poseidon. And the same accounts for Belial. Was also a very interesting link that I found out when I did more research on Poseidon, is that his name in Greek means husband of the earth, and that sort of goes back to how he was first a god of the earth and sort of got reassigned to the sea, and in return Belial is a god of earth, like a spirit of earth and also of water, like, so that's a lot of connections there. And yeah, I was very skeptical about the Thor connection, but it just fell into place. It's some of these things that when you ask the spirits and they send you confirmations, like for instance, yeah, like for example, getting a lot of Thor imagery suddenly. Let me see what people are saying. Yeah, I guess yeah, someone with green skin. It could be anyone actually. I mean, there are many spirits that have Paimon, and some of in his aspects, King Paimon also has a green skin, for instance. But Belial, he has this sort of scaly. There's something fishy about it. Basically, yeah, fishy. Yeah, I if I take my portrait that I made, I'm not sure if I can get that without knocking everything over. Um, but yeah, there's just a lot of also Atlantis. You know, Atlantis is of course very connected to the sons of Belial, and it also has a very strong connection to Poseidon as well. Hey Nina. Yeah, where was I? So yeah, I'd say that for now, as Belial is his trickster spirit, he has that trickster aspect. I'm starting to think that a lot of spirits have like maybe one trickster aspect in them, like in one pantheon. And for Belial, well, Belial is the trickster, and Poseidon would be a little more serious, and some regard him as a lighter aspect of that being, but he's definitely not to be messed with. He's very strong. It's a very strong. It's that same sort of subtle energy like Belial that sort of creeps in, but he's no joke. That's something. Um, just like Belial's also like he too is no joke. Um, in mythology, that's another link actually with Thor and Poseidon, that both are very known or infamous for their fury and their moods. And yeah, you don't want to get on his bad side. But on the other hand, I guess it's the same with a lot of spirits, but I think there's definitely something stormy about him, like some sort of a sense of danger. I'm not sure if this if like I haven't had a bad experience with him, not at all. But he does have that sort of sense of like as if something could explode, or not that it's actually going to, but there's this sense of almost like a pent up rage. You feel that. I mean, I kind of felt that sort of if in Dutch you would say it's like it only needs one spark to light up, and like a short fuse. Yeah, I think it's called a short fuse, or yeah, just very and at the same time, I like it's not like I didn't feel at ease. I felt at ease with him, but there's still there's that knowledge, the knowing that he can do a lot, and that he's very strong, and I think he has a very strong foothold on this planet. I think generally the being that is Belial, Poseidon, Thor, has a much, much stronger foothold and presence on Earth than most of us know. Like, he can incarnate, basically. He's much more here, and yeah. And but it's also just I guess these sort of angry outbursts are needed sometimes, because sometimes anger is needed as a drive, to break through obstacles, and it's definitely a force that is very necessary in the time that we're in right now. Um, I think we kind of need destruction at this point. So I mean, yeah, if we're talking about, I've been getting into the Atlantic side of things, and some destruction is needed, to destroy the cosmic prison. I'd say that's something he's up to as well. You see, I'm glad, Nina, that things are going well for you. Yeah, sometimes destruction is needed, and to make way for something better. And I definitely think that I will have to, of course, get into that a bit deeper, but for sure, Poseidon can be of great help with that. After all, in ancient Greece, he was called upon for safe journeys and to remove obstacles. Oh, I see the focus is sort of gone. Let's see if just sort of my view got blurry for some reason. Maybe will do an automatic refocus if I wave a little bit. Otherwise, I'll just do it like this. Oh, it should be good now. Oh well. So where was I again? See, it's all unscripted. So yeah, that's definitely. I think that could be something that he can definitely start helping with. And also probably those who want a different view, like a different sort of different side of Belial, or the being. I keep referring to him as Belial, but I kind of mean both, like the whole entity, I'd say. Sometimes when Belial, for instance, if there's, as some of you know, I got a few spirits here that sort of they never leave, or that they are here on a daily basis, and sometimes it just sort of clashes, like with certain spirits. It's not like they actually fight per se, but the energies don't, like, it makes me feel sick sometimes. So in that case, sometimes I will ask Belial to take on his Poseidon form, as it's just a little lighter, light and dark energy. Sometimes it just needs to be balanced a little bit, even inside the house. So that's another really some really cool things that happened. Well, it's not sure if it's actually cool, but I thought it was very interesting. As I was, I wouldn't say channeling, but as I was working on that sigil, and the number 4 was very prevalent. Like it showed up a lot in many ways, and for some reason this candle is just being really small. I don't know why that is. Anyway, so yeah, there was a lot of number 4, and as soon as I was done with the whole ritual, and I heard a lot of noise outside, and I go and look, and I see there's 4 seagulls, like gigantic seagulls, just outside my window, and I took a picture of it. And they were huge, like really, really big, beautiful specimens. And they just sort of stayed around there, and then a few more came. It's just like I had to see those 4, and just that was my first confirmation for me. Like this was a good ritual. Like this worked well. And just the next day, this is maybe a bit less cool, but it sort of shows it shows how serious this stuff is. Like this is not some sort of fool's game. And so the next day I read the news that there had been like some sort of hurricane. Yeah, like I don't think it's allowed to be called a hurricane if it's not in the Americas, but like a very heavy storm in Greece, in the city of Poseidon, which is Poseidon's city. Like he was the the patron deity of that city, and it had been struck with a very heavy storm, and I think about 10 people died, and there was a lot more injuries and a lot of destruction. And to me it's really felt like, something has awakened here. I mean, that's no coincidence that I do some serious work with Poseidon, and the next day his city, the city that's named after him and that has temples for him, gets struck by such a storm. But it's a typhoon. I think it depends on the location too. Hurricane is in the Americas, typhoon is in Asia, and well, tropical storm, I mean, Greece is not tropical, so I guess it's like a Mediterranean storm or something. It's not something that usually happens in that area, so the buildings aren't, like, nothing is built for that. So there was a lot of destruction, and it was insane. But what was also interesting is that it seems that only tourists had died. And again, like, with all respect to the people and their families, of course, but it just felt very, very like something was happening, like almost like maybe he doesn't want those resorts there or something. And I think over the week, Greece got struck with more severe weather, like sort of on, and just... It was actually after someone else tested that sigil for me, that another Greek city in that same area had been struck. I think it was something like an earthquake, or it was struck by an earthquake, yeah. Near the same area, right after someone else did that same, worked with Poseidon using that same sigil. So yeah, it's just, I think it's forces that are needed to be